on tour.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to your place of chill. That is the Coffee Company live here on the Coffee Company. And, of course, Tottenham on tour, the world-famous home of Levy out. It is...
Whoa. It's not only the world-famous home of Levy out. Don't ever let me not say, ladies and gentlemen, for your viewing pleasure, the Frankaholic therapy session is open for an hour. Come and get your Frankaholic therapy session here, live on Tottenham on Tour on the Coffee Company.
Indeed.
We're going to discuss... I've fallen in love with Thomas Frank a little bit more, even more today, and we'll get into that. If people have seen the Kudus video.
I need to watch that after the show. I haven't had the chance. But it is Monday, the 14th of July, and it's a quite warm 24 degrees centigrade. But we're outside, of course, because for the first time in their history, we have air conditioning.
Muzzle top.
A Mitsubishi Evo on the wall. It's an Airvor. We are officially from. It's an Airvor. We have air conditioning. But what is the weather like in Toronto?
I'll tell you what, I was on Nigel's stream yesterday, and all of a sudden we had the biggest thunder and lightning storm that I can remember. Feels like Guy is having another day off today because it's 23 degrees, and it's currently feeling like 23 degrees.
He's had an absolute mare
today.
Like
holiday weekend.
He's had a mare. He's had a mare. But we're cool here. We're cool. We're really cool in here. It's on 16 degrees, and we're really happy about it. But without further ado, let's see who's in the chat to take us through the show. We've got Adrian's in the house. Good to see you, buddy. European champion, the Aussie Frank lover, European champion, and of course, YouTube.
I might have to start. Wait, I might have to incorporate that.
What you gonna do, brothers? When Frankaholics, when Frankamania runs wild on you.
I might have to take that. Obviously, I'll credit Aussie Frank lover all the time. I might have to use that.
We have Kudus is in the house, European champion. Ryan G, runners-up in the 1972 UEFA Cup final. Good to see you, buddy. We got Phil P. Woo! Good to see you. And there's something I really don't want to have to do. But a near band's in the house, and we have to do it because it's fair. Well done to Chelsea for winning the FIFA. They are officially, for the next 4 years, they are champions of the world, and it makes me sick. But what a performance that was from Cole Palmer.
I haven't watched the only thing that I knew from this tournament was Bayern Munich beat a team 10-0. I've paid absolutely no attention to this tournament whatsoever. I'm enjoying a summer free.
That man, anyone that calls that doesn't call Cole Palmer class is wrong. That man he's sensational as a footballer. You got to give it to him. Spursy Rob's in the house, European champion. Cheers, Phil. It's my mini hat, my free hat. I am representing British Leyland, even though it's owned by BMW. Big up. Colin Crossamano's in the house, European champion. Double winner as well. Richest Man's in the house, European champion. Jack Nug, European champion. MJ Marks, European champion. Tweaky, European champion. YouTube member. Curly Norman, good to see you. The Beast of Bilbao. Christian Rara, European champion. Simon Sider.
Before you go, keep this one up. Everyone, this is a guy that I've recently got speaking to on Twitter, and he's always in the chat. He's got his own YouTube channel by this name. He's a top guy. If everyone can, go just type inside when you can, Simon Sider Football, and give his brand new channel a subscribe and a like, because he's going to put some good stuff out. So I just wanted to say that. Carry on, Ben, as you were.
Absolutely. We have Angus is in the house. Good to see you, Angus. 3 times second place champion. Good to see you. Musa. Good to see you, buddy. European champion. Yes, he has indeed, Rob. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're well. European champion. Yes, they need to free him. James Flower Power, good to see
Yeah,
you.
James.
European champion, YouTube member. Morton Barley Gary, good to see you, buddy. European champion. Barbaric Disdain, what a guy. Good to see you. Craig O'Sullivan, the leader of the Guardians of the Pombo, European champion. Woo! We have Simeon. Is it Simeon or is it Simeon? I don't know. But good to see you, Simeon. We will get onto
yes,
it.
He will.
Yes. We have Michael Hellman. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're well. Gareth Torres, European champion. Whatever it's still talking about. One word on Maresca, please. He done it really well.
Winner.
Yeah.
I have loved the Arsenal fans, especially Lee Gunner, with his what phases he's gone. What phases Maresca in?
Yeah. What phase is Maresca in?
So anyone that's winning trophies,
Stop it, you.
Anyone that's winning more trophies than Arsenal, as much as we hate Chelsea, and we can ram it further down filth tiers, that the London club, like the big London club without a trophy, is a good day.
We have Mark Swifty, European champion, and that is not true. Indeed, my mum has two minis as well. My mum has two minis. We have Henry Fong TV. Good to see a European champion, lubed by Levy, which is what's going to happen to Nottingham. That's what's going to happen to Nottingham Forest in the next couple of days. Mike is in the house. We got Nick, Roundtable Talk, Paul, Shemtang, European champion, and of course, YouTube member. And Phil P's doing God's work by putting Simon's channel in. Big up to
well
you.
done, Phil. Well done, brother.
Moondog with a £2 super chat. European champion. Good to see a Moondog. Nacho Slayer. Andy Lloyd. European champions. You're all European champions here.
They are.
Johnny's in the house. Good to see her. Good to see her. Afternoon razzle dazzle. You did indeed. You did indeed. And I need to see him holding up the shirt. Indeed. Let's talk about it. What do you want to start with, Aki?
Well, mate, let's talk about the two things that are going to probably be boiling two sets of fans' piss this morning. First of all, Mohammed Kudus. On his Spurs medical, they've released a video, and the Spurs doctor says, I'm just going to go listen to your heart. And he responds and says, when you listen, you'll find Tottenham in it. Quality line. Quality line. The West Ham fans, which will get it seen on Twitter, the West Ham fans who didn't care and wanted him gone will go absolutely nuts. And then, coincidence or not, Morgan Gibbs-White turning up to training today in blue and white clothing, which is just awesome subliminal messaging. I'm leaving with Spurs. I'm coming back to a predominantly red and white team. What am I going to do first day of training? I'm going to rock up. Whether it's pure coincidence or not, it's just top game. But I have to say, there's a few people that have done the it's Morgan Gibbs-White tune. I don't know if people have heard the other one that I did. Bob Marley, which is every little thing is going to be Gibbs-White. I can't decide whether it's the Bob Marley chant or the
Oasis
or Oasis. So let's have a look, people. Do you reckon?
If you go Oasis, Brian, you're going to have to start wearing a bucket hat.
Well, maybe, but I want to know if people prefer Bob Marley or the Oasis version of the song, and that's the one I'm going to stick with. But I am loving the Bob Marley one. I am loving the Bob Marley. But yeah, which one do you want to start with, mate? Do you want to start with
Kudus to start it off on the right? But it's good to see Kudus already getting in. I've still not seen the video. I'm going to have to watch it when we get off the air. But it's great to see that he's already vibing. He's getting in. Thomas Frank was delighted with the signing of Kudus, which is what it's good to see the manager getting on with it, and he's liking what he sees with the players. And it's only good news from here, I think.
I have to say as well, what I said as well, I said at the beginning that I've fallen in love with Thomas Frank a bit more. I didn't think it was possible, in all honesty. But Thomas Frank is in the video, and he goes over to Morgan Gibbs-White. I'm getting excited about that already. He went over to Kudus, and obviously they have the general little chat, like, you'll do all your medical stuff today, and media, we'll see you on the pitch tomorrow. And then he says, when's your family coming in? And he says, tomorrow. Goes, good, I can't wait to meet your family, which is a lovely touch. I'm sure other managers doing it doesn't make the video. But then he leaves and he tries to go out of the training ground or out of the medical department. And because he's so new there, he can't work out which door he has to leave out of. And he even turns around and he's like, I can't even get out. I don't even know the way. And he's just laughing away. And you can just see it's going to be lighthearted when it needs to be. Like, one of the great things Mauricio Pochettino did, which I thought was absolutely superb, is he set a rule when he came in and said every single person, players, whoever, whenever you walk in, you shake, whether it's the receptionist's hands, the canteen's hand, like you create that bond, and you can just see it. You could just see it being created at Spurs. It was a lovely, lovely touch from Thomas Frank. Scott M has put the Kudus video was brutal. In what way, mate? In what way? I think it was a great video. I think it was a great video. If you're saying brutal for his dig at West Ham or saying there's Tottenham in my heart, it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I could, mate. If Phil wants, do I have to do the
Oasis?
I could do it. Hello. He's Morgan Gibbs-White. He's Morgan Gibbs-White. Mate, I just can't. Listen, let's get back onto him because obviously everything I have is going into that signing, which will happen. Which will happen. Oh no, Scott, I agree with the end bit with the music and everything, but the Tottenham bit was great. But yeah, people, Joe, let's do it again. Let's do what we normally do, Ben. People in the chat, there's 147 of you
across both channels.
Across both channels, between 1 to 10, 10 obviously being Morgan Gibbs-White's a Spurs player. Where's your confidence? Where are you on the Morgan Gibbs-White barometer? Because I am 15 out of 10.
Yeah,
I am 15 out of 10. It gets done.
It's a very difficult one because I think what's happening here is I think we've completely and utterly caught them by surprise, and I think Nottingham Forest haven't lined up a replacement, and I think that's what they're doing. They're doing this bit of bravado that they want to keep in. The player wants out. If the release clause is met and the player doesn't want to come, they say, listen, lads, I don't want to come to Tottenham. It's dead in the water. You withdraw the offer. He clearly wants to go to Tottenham, but Nottingham Forest haven't found a replacement, and they don't want to be seen to have 60 million quid because they say, oh, you've got 60 million quid to spend on our player. We're going to up the price by 20 million. So I think what's happening is they're going to either sign someone like a Harvey Elliott or James McAtee from Man City, and I think that's what they're doing. I think that they're going to line up that signing before they do anything. I think it's all bravado. It's all a bunch of bollocks, really. I think their chairman, who really shouldn't be the chairman. I don't know. Apparently, because what was going to happen. So this is what I hate about. We'll go through the scores in a minute.
Yep.
Nottingham Forest have reported Crystal Palace to UEFA to get Crystal Palace kicked out of the Europa League. So Nottingham Forest will get in the Europa League after Palace won the FA Cup. But that was the whole point of them putting themselves in a trust, because if they finished fourth, they would be playing in the same competition as Olympiacos. I think it's such scumbaggery from Nottingham Forest. Let Crystal Palace, who've just won their first ever, let them play in the Europa League. Just let them play. It's just such scumbag behaviour from them. So for anyone to say, oh, you're breaking the rules here, they've been breaking the rules for 3 years. So I just think it's all bravado. I think it's all bravado. It's deeply disrespectful, and he just needs to grow up. He just needs to grow up.
I just look forward to the game. Both games we play against Crystal Palace, the whole stadium should be singing anti-Nottingham Forest songs.
Yeah.
Forget it's a London derby. Let's just give it to Nottingham Forest all 90 minutes. It is just absolute nonsense. I don't know.
There's an NDA on it. What's the fucking point of a release clause then if no one knows it? What's the point of it?
Ben dropping the swear words like they're going out of fashion. Here we go.
The whole point of a release clause is to set the precedence for the deal. That's to set the precedent for the deal. That is the point of a release clause.
Yep.
If you hide it, and someone bids 80 million. Oh, but the release clause is 60. All right, I'll drop my offer to 60 then. You don't go to the shop and then pay. Let's say a bottle of milk from Sainsbury's costs £2.50, whatever it is. You don't go into Sainsbury's and put £5 on the table.
This is true. This is true. I'm sorry. I keep scanning every.
The release clause.
Yeah, but what you're going to say that the entire contract is available for everyone to look at?
Well, it's not. It's not an NDA.
Yeah.
Right. Let's go through. Let's have a look as you go through them. Yeah, I see Craig's put a number in that I'm not even going to try and attempt. His numbers are getting bigger. His numbers are actually getting bigger, and I can't. I'm not going to even attempt to even try and say the number. But yeah, I think it's as good as done. This is just delay tactics. We get this, and we move on to the next one. What was that? Who's put 6? Who's put 6? I saw my name. Let's have a look. Where was it? Your mate. I'm going to say this again, Simon. I actually can't believe I am this chilled with anything that concerns Daniel Levy ever in my life. I can't believe how relaxed and chilled I am. I've literally been putting out tweets saying, yeah, this is his wheelhouse. This kind of petty squabble, debate and everything is like all of us waking up on the morning of the NLD and the adrenaline and everything being packed up. This is what he lives for. I'll tell you one thing, I will say, if it does go tits up, I will be bitterly disappointed and fuming.
It's not Levy's fault.
No, it's not
Levy's fault.
This is the thing. If it does go tits up, whatever the thing is, this isn't. And as much as I'd love to point the blame on him, I just can't. I can't. But I will say we're not going to have to worry about that because it is going through. Exactly. People are Nottingham Forest are just trying to find a safe face. And I said something yesterday when I was on Niger. I did a lot of reading up. Big up, Graham, buddy. I did a lot of research on this yesterday. And apparently, big upside dancer, mate. Apparently, when Morgan Gibbs-White had this release fee put in, it was meant to be set as a relegation release fee clause. But if they went down, they could cash in on him, and that would be the money for a championship player and cover him. But they did not say this is a relegation release fee. They had it there just in case, but they didn't stipulate clearly that this is if Nottingham Forest get relegated to the Championship. And Marinakis has assumed that it was a release fee. Now that it isn't, he's fuming. Obviously, he sacked loads of people with the finding out, but yeah, it's going to go through. It's going to go through, and Thomas Frank will have his man. We'll move on to the next one. I honestly just hope today or this week there's more talk about the takeover. That's what we need to hear more of. That's been gathering real pace. This is just a storm in a teacup, as far as I'm concerned. And we could see by the amount of people that were giving very, very high numbers on the 1 to 10 on whether he comes or not. So we shall see what happens here. But now we've got to start talking about A, the next people going for, and B, the players going out, because we're hearing nothing about players going out. And like it or not, they have to go out. You're mute.
Yeah, they do. Players do need to go out. And this is one of the reasons I really do like this approach of getting players in and then getting them out. Because then you can say, all right, we've got a bit of security now. Right now we can sell some players because we do need to sell a few players. But get the squad in order before doing it. And let's face it, Thomas Frank's going to be looking at his squad this week. He's going to be looking at every single player and deciding which players he's going to want to keep in his squad. So it's the perfect opportunity to look at everyone. No, there's no favouritism. Every single player is new. Of course, Frank will already know the players that he really likes. We know that Frank loves Pedro Porro, for example. He loves Pedro Porro. He's going to put him to the front of his list. So let's see what he thinks. Let's see what he thinks of all the players. He might be able to make a few gems out of a bunch of diamonds in the rough, as it were.
Well, the other good thing we got to look forward to is at some point this week, Thomas Frank will be giving his first press conference. That's one thing he'll have to do, and obviously we'll get more answers, or he'll say what he needs to say. But I cannot wait to hear his first words away from the interview.
Indeed.
Was that Matt? You got a mod Aussie.
I did in the Tottenham on Tour chat. This is why I'm bringing it up. I modded them in Tottenham on Tour, but not on the coffee companies. Now they're mod on both.
Ah, there you go. You got the power on both channels, and I've just seen.
No, use it wisely.
Yep. Wait, let's have a look. Phil P has I've just seen Shirley Slater, our brother, is in here. But we've got, if anyone's got any questions, Slate, because obviously we are waiting for news, whether it's about football or just chilling, whatever. Let's have some questions. Just do what Phil's done with the queue so we can see it, or put TOT. Is anyone else worried about the takeover? Go on, Ben, you go first.
I don't know until it's really gone through. Investment is needed. Unfortunately, we're in an industry now where the only people that can invest in football clubs are people with hundreds and hundreds of billions. We don't know who's investing. According to many sources, it's going to be Aramco, who are the owners, co-owners of the Aston Martin F1 team, and of course they're an oil company from Saudi. I'm not going to go into politics because I just don't know about the entire.
We never will. So
never will. We never will. We'll draw it under. I need to read up on the situation. But unfortunately, there's no such thing as a clean billionaire. If you look at every single billionaire, none of them are clean. They've all got skeletons in their closets. So we're going to have to see, do Aramco from the black and white point of view. From the black and white point of view, do they want the best thing for Tottenham Hotspur Football Club? If they do, then great. But we'll have to see. We will have to see what the plan from around. Apparently, the fee is somewhat in the terms of £300 million, which I thought originally they wanted to get like 20 million per season, wasn't it? From the stadium rights deal, it was 20 million per season. On that, 300 million smashes that. It absolutely smashes it out of the water. That is a lot of money. That is a lot of money. They can't really say no to it. It's whether they decide to purchase a larger portion of the club as well. We just don't know yet. We don't know any of the rumours. It's all speculation until it's actually happened. So
I will say, I'm just going to put in, Mark Swifty asked about where people can get this T-shirt or other T-shirts. So I'm just about to put the link in there. We need to update it and get some newer shirts out, whatever. But if anyone does want anything, the link I've just put in the chat. And now getting back to takeover talks, I've dreamt of these things happening. Honestly, and people will know that. In all the times that we have seen takeover talks happening, and it always builds up like this. It always builds up and then goes quiet. Never have I been more convinced that something's going on, and it's not just because of the traction it's getting. It's the way Spurs are moving. When you start seeing a clear change in patterns of something that's happened for 24 years, you have to think personally: is something happening? Is something going on? Has something happened? And once Morgan Gibbs-White goes through, and we've dropped 115 million on 2 Premiership players. And it's not just, if you look at, if someone can tell me in Daniel Levy's tenure, where Spurs have gone and bought not just 2 Premier League players, but fundamentally key players to that team, and said, right, we're taking, this is one of your best players, we're taking him. This is one of your best players, we're taking him. There will be a massive sign of, for me, that something's changed. I can't just see Daniel Levy waking up one morning and going, yeah, do you know what? This is the year everything changes. I could be completely wrong, but I think this is something, let's definitely say, I'm not worried about that at all, but I do want to see more. I've started loads of them, Ben, so we'll do it in order from where we start. Let me go. If I've gone to the start comments, so if you see any more questions, put them up. Mate, Gary, big up to you, brother. I tell you what I've loved about it in the mock-up shirts, their writing apparently is blue. So that's immediately...
They should change it to the Aston Martin green.
Mate, change it to green, fine. I'm fine with that.
The Aston Martin green's great.
But yeah, you keep starring the questions and I'll go through the ones we've got. So the first one is, Apesh, big up, buddy. If Hackney is signed for Spurs, I could see him being loaned back with Gray going there on loan as well.
No, he's 23 years of age. If he's 23 years of age, he has to go into the first team. He has to go on. He has to go in the first team. He's not. It's not like he's 19 and you loan it. He's 23. If we're signing a 23-year-old, he's got to play. Has to.
Okay, but then let's rephrase that. Could you see it that if we got Hackney, which I would not mind at all, especially if you're signing a Gibbs-White and a Kudus, that you send Archie Gray out on loan as part of the deal? Yeah. So then he gets. So maybe it's a crossover of both. I don't know what people in the chat think about that. Hayden Hackney. I mean, we look like we're going. The names for the number 6 or whatever have been players that are fully established. I don't know if Spurs go back for this, but I do think Hayden Hackney is a very, very good player. And if Spurs get him, I would have no issues with it whatsoever. James Flower with the most obvious question to ask of all time.
No, he hates this man. He hates him. He really hates him.
I'm sorry. Do you know what? I keep thinking that James might have another child just so he can call him Guillermo or Vic.
Yeah, Victor.
So next one from Shorty Slater. Who is the one player from last season you think could be at risk this season in the Frank system?
Unfortunately, it's my mate Dejan Kulusevski.
That's exactly my answer. But now you said it.
I know I'm a staunch member of the KDL. So obviously the KDL was going to smash it this year, but it's whether he can fit into this team, because he's not really that quick. He's not really a number 10. He's not really a right winger. They've got to literally find him a spot. Is he going to make him more of a striker like we saw when we beat Luton? Remember when we were 10 men when Basuma got sent off? He could be as a shadow striker like he was at Luton because he's got the strength to hold the ball up. But I think it's going to be Kulusevski, and I hope it isn't because he does love his Scandinavian footballers.
Joe, now you said Kulusevski, I'm going to have to think of another one because it's boring if we have the same answer. Well, if we're signing these midfielders and number 6 and everything's coming in, I'm not going to say Basuma because of players we think is going out. I'm going to have to say Pape Sarr.
Okay.
He could be, although I think Frank can develop him big time. If we're signing these midfielders, if we get, let's just say Wharton comes or Rios or Paulinho.
Wharton is a dream signing for me.
I'm saying, yeah, but I'm saying if we get one of those as a number 6, Rios, Paulinho or Wharton or whatever position they're going to play, then you got Morgan Gibbs-White, then you got Madison, then you got Bergvall, then you got Archie Gray, unless we've said Archie. I think Pape could. I think Pape might be the one that stumbles. Here you go, Simon. Do you think we'll go out for that number 6 this week? This war.
I think we'll go for the number 6 the moment we get Morgan Gibbs-White through the door.
Okay. I will say very, very quickly, I want to thank both Sava on Friday and We Are Tottenham on TV on Friday because they helped us get about 400 subscribers in one day. And we are really pushing towards the 10,000 now. We are now, what are we standing at, Ben, as we speak?
I've got to go full Sava here. We are 705 subs away from the big 10K. So if you are not subscribed to Tottenham on Tour now, keep your head to wobble. Go and subscribe to Tottenham on Tour. We're 705 subscribers away. We're really pushing towards it. There are 244 of you watching on both channels. Get us there. We need to get 10K by the end of the year. That's what we need.
It'll be amazing.
10K by the end of the year. We're going places.
We are.
Tottenham on Tour is here.
And let me just answer Simon's question. Number 6 this week. Do you know what? I think one of two things are happening. Do you know what? This, like Adrian actually said at the beginning, whilst this is going on with Morgan Gibbs-White, Lange could be doing a lot under the radar.
Yeah, we could be.
And literally, you look at it, I would have said with Lange under the radar until last week, it's for young talent or whatever, but he's pulled Morgan Gibbs-White out of the bag very, very quietly. So who knows? Where is the number 6 underway? I think the number 6, Simon, regardless, is the next signing after Gibbs. So what am I doing? I'm dropping a part of his name. I'm single barreling his name. After Gibbs-White, I think number 6 is we might sign a youngster or whatever, but I think the next main player we sign.
I would triple barrel his name. Morgan Gibbs, blue and white.
There you go. We can do that. Rob Welsh, big up, buddy. Cole Palmer, future Ballon d'Or winner. Discuss.
He's world class. He is world class. This boy. He is. His 2 goals yesterday against Paris Saint-Germain, and this isn't big enough because I despise Chelsea as a football club.
Yep.
It reminded me of Gareth Bale versus Inter Milan. The 2 goals he scores. He did exactly the same thing. A little shimmy, a little dummy, bottom corner. And they couldn't stop him. I think he's a world beater. He's a world beater. And if it's possible that if he was given a chance over Bellingham in the World Cup, I know this is a bit far-fetched saying this. I think if he was starting as the number 10 over Bellingham, I think we would have had a better chance of winning the World Cup. Because he really didn't have a great tournament.
I think you mean the Euros.
Yeah, the Euros. Sorry, the Euros. I think Cole Palmer is ridiculous.
He is. Ballon d'Or.
He's ridiculous.
Ballon d'Or right now is a bit too far for me, but Cole Palmer has a lot of time on his hands. So you never know. But I will say, especially Lamau here at the moment, it's going to be very, very hard. That kid is going to dominate. But I will say, I've just seen, because I did mention, I quickly had a look in the comments, and after my Pape Sarr comment, I've just seen the man who gave him the nickname, the lawnmower, Mr. Lee Harvey's in the chat. He's his star boy. But I think Sarr will develop under him, but I just can't see. I can't see him get Pape Sarr getting the regular minutes under Frank like he did under Ange, with the midfield that's being assembled. But I do think he'll develop him. Whether he misses out, but we shall see. But it's always good to see you, Lee, buddy. Oh, it's a good question here. Do you think this is the season to blood Lancashire?
He needs to go out on loan again.
Yeah. I could agree with that. I think, he does need... He went to West Brom on loan, where unfortunately he didn't get played hardly ever. But if he does go to a West Brom with Ryan Mason, he will get regular first-team minutes, and then he'll... I think, don't get me wrong, I don't want him being sold. He can't be sold, because I do think he is a quality... He's shown it in the youth that he's above and beyond. So hopefully, once he gets the experience, he'll do it. Lily White Yid, what a name. Who do you think we are signing for DM? Well, we just said, who do you reckon?
The realistic option is Hayden Hackney. Who do I want as a dream signing? Adam Wharton. I think Paulini is too old. 31 years of age. It's no. For 30 million quid, it's just too much. It's too much money for 31-year-old, and he has no resale value. Just go for a Hayden Hackney or a Wharton. There's plenty of talent there for a long period of time.
Yep, it's true. People, like I said, keep your questions coming in, because literally there is absolutely no news at the moment, and we'll just go through them. But make sure, just so it's easier for us to find it, like the others have done, put a Q and a dash so we can see that it's clearly a question. And then we'll bring them up. Marios, is it hot in the UK and Toronto? Yes.
It's warm. It's warm.
Let's see. Actually, let me see what the weather is for this week. So this week...
Yesterday, because I was at Goodwood yesterday. Saturday. I was at Goodwood on Saturday, and it was very, very warm. It was
What's your weather? What's your temperatures over the next up until Friday? What's your temperatures up until Friday?
26 today, 21 tomorrow, 24 Wednesday, 26 Thursday, 27 Friday, 25 Saturday, 20, 22, 20. Yeah, it's
okay. So your heat wave, we've got 31 today, 32 tomorrow, 31 Wednesday, 29 Thursday, 26 Friday, 28 Saturday, 28 Sunday. So it's definitely starting to ramp up the heat here. But yesterday, my God, like I said, there was a thunder and lightning storm like I honestly cannot remember. But no, I didn't answer the number 6 question. Sorry, when you said Wharton and you think it's Hackney, I actually think the most likely is Paulinho, which I'd
too old. When the Spurs signed 31 for Spurs. When was the last time? Well, that is a good question, actually. Apart from it was Perisic, because Perisic was 34. But from a midfielder stat, when was the last time we got Perisic?
Yeah, if things are changing, buddy. If things are changing, mate, Paulinho.
I don't see Spurs wildly changing that much within a year.
Mate, if Paulinho comes in, you got to remember, Paulinho can come in for a couple of years and teach Archie Gray. Paulinho can come in and any potential youngster that is playing there can educate him and they can see I think Paulinho is there's a big chance of it. But talking of sixes, let's bring bloody hell. Yeah, I remember the heat when I was living close to site when I was living in Israel. The summers are no joke. Let's go. Curly Norman, big up, buddy. Do you think we signed a bona fide 6? And if so, where does Archie Gray? Go on, Ben.
I think Archie needs to go on loan. Probably to Leeds. I think he will develop, but it's a 19-year-old kid, Brian. He's never going to be that much without developing him. I just don't really know at the moment with Archie Gray. I've not seen enough of him. I've seen that he reads the game well, but I need to see some better performances from him. A lot of his performances have been very hit and miss for me. He did very well last season in terms of filling in for people when we had loads of injuries. But he needs a loan move. He needs a loan move, and he needs to play football games.
Yeah, I mean, I think now with the number 6, I think. Do you know what? I don't. If anyone's thinking that we're going to go sign, which I wanted to begin with Ange, Wanyama, Dembele, Palacios, Sandro. I don't think that's the 6 we'll be getting now. I think it's going to be more the Michael Carrick version, the more deep lining. So I don't know if a bona fide like hard as now's number 6 is going to be the answer. I wouldn't mind one coming in, but I don't think it's going to be the way we go. Archie Gray will fit in this Spurs squad. It's just whether Thomas Frank uses him. I think if he had him at Brentford, he'd be starting every single week. I think now at Tottenham, it may be slightly different. Eddie's brother, who would you prefer? Oh, that's a great question.
Hayden Hackney. I've seen more of him. More of him. It's such a good question. It's such a good question because with Archie Gray, I know how much Thomas Frank loves him, and I know how much Thomas Frank wanted him. So I'm very interested to see what Thomas Frank can do with him. What Hackney has done is at championship level, which is fantastic, and it's a very, very high level division. Yeah,
I honestly, this might be one of the only questions that I ever sit on the fence on, because I think Hayden Hackney is a fantastic player and can really do something. But I think Archie Gray. I think if we'd asked this and it was still Ange Postecoglou at the club or another manager, I probably would have said Hayden Hackney. But right now, I it's hard for me to say. What happens if we have to pay? That's what we've done. That's what we've done with the release fee. Apparently, it is to be paid up front, which leads me more to believe that a takeover or investment is imminent.
We don't even know what's happening at the moment.
Exactly.
There's loads of people. I think Jeffrey is here to stir stuff up and try and get people to. So don't do that, Jeffrey. Nobody knows what's happening at the moment. Nobody knows what's happening at the moment.
Mate, you've got to keep starting these questions, mate. I'm seeing loads.
So many of them.
Exactly.
We just have to wait and see. If the deal falls through, I think Spurs should. Well, firstly, it depends if Morgan Gibbs-White really wants to move. If he really wants to move, he should take Forest to court for breaking the clause in the
it's
contract.
not going to go to mate. Morgan Gibbs-White ain't going to do shit. Negotiation mania has just started. Levy's wheelhouse. This is. It's mate. I reckon it's wrapped up, and you'll see Morgan Gibbs-White holding a Spurs shirt by Wednesday. By Wednesday.
We'll have to see.
Here we go. What player do you think will surprise most? Yours is so Jack. I think he may be, as much as I love him, I think Pape Sarr may struggle to get in the first team squad. But I know my answer to this question. Do you, Ben, know yours?
Ooh.
Right, whilst you're thinking,
I'm going to say Dominic Solanke. I'm going to say Dominic Solanke.
I should have gone first. You've done it twice now. I'm going to have to mention. Next time we have one of these, I'm going first.
From Mizaki, we think very similar ways.
So you've taken that. Do you know what? Yeah. I'm going to go straight. If we're talking the current squad, I'm going to say Matisse Tell. I would say Matisse.
Phil Coyes is going to buy you a hamper.
I'm going to say Matisse Tell because I think he is going to be night and day to what we saw. At Big Up Paul, to what we saw under Ange. But if I could include certain players, then I'm going to go with my boy Morgan Gibbs-White, who will go up bloody levels.
The more you say this, the less I think the deal's going to...
Mate, no, it's good, mate. Listen, like I said, never ever have I been... There's loads of things...
Do you know what this is like? This is like... I said this to you when we were in the back room. This is like when Stone Cold Steve Austin heel turned and joined Vince McMahon. This is like that. You've changed. You've changed, Brian.
Mate, it's not I've changed. But the thing is, I haven't changed. The thing is, I haven't changed. If people listen to what I say and watch, I've always said when it's credit's due, I will give it. And the one thing Levy is good at is this type of shit. This is, mate, if you look at it, Ben, I'm a serious question now. If this was to happen to any other club or whatever, if any club was going to try and take another chairman to court, which chairman would you want?
Not Daniel Levy. Not Daniel Levy.
Exactly. The one person you wouldn't want to go against is Daniel Levy. Like I said, if I ever got a divorce, if Ilana and I ever got a divorce, I'd want Daniel Levy to handle my divorce because I'd win everything. I'd get everything, even though it's nothing. I'd get everything. There is nothing. This is, like I said, this is his wheelhouse. This is his wheelhouse, and like I said, these type of things, I can't fault it. That will get done, and like I said, I'm confident. And mate, you even said earlier, if this fell apart, it's not his fault. Which it's not
his fault because he's paid the money. He's paid the money. Exactly. He's paid it, and Forest is just deciding to be assholes.
Exactly. So we'll go on to the next question from Rob Welch. So is that, mate? Do you know what? We can pivot. There could be
it's the junior division. It's the junior division of the KDL.
It branches out. Let's see. Eddie says again, big up, buddy. We've triggered 60 million release for exactly. Did we pay it up front or was it? It's up front. It's all up front from what we've been told. So unlike
there would be a stipulation in the release fee because release fee, just like SA's release fee, they've said the release fee can be paid over 3 years, 20 million per season.
Faro, just to let you know, your question is in there. It's just literally when I've gone back and started
We've got 35 questions.
Exactly. Just chill, brother. That we will get to them. If people put the queue in, I can see your question is literally 3 or 4 away. Relax, brother, because like I said, there's 35 of them in. We're going through
300 people watching, Faro. There are
exactly. Relax, brother. I promise you, it's coming. From Kelly, why Human 40 million? He is better than all. There's a lot of people that like this player.
It's the Arsenal tattoo. It's the Arsenal tattoo. I know he's a professional, but I think that will cause a few issues having an Arsenal tattoo.
Well, you know. Go on, sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I know footballers are professionals, and Dennis Bergkamp was a massive Tottenham fan growing up. I know Arsenal fans don't like to admit this, but Dennis Bergkamp was a Spurs fan because of Glenn Hoddle. Spurs fans do go to Arsenal, and Arsenal fans do go to Spurs. Remember, we had Darren Bent for years, even though he was shocking. We had Darren Bent. There's loads of Arsenal. They're professional footballers. But I think that will cause a few issues if he's getting changed and he's got a massive Arsenal patch on him. I think that will cause a few issues.
Do you know why? Do you know why as well? I'd say as well is I think a lot of people are mentioning him because there's been no substantial links to him. Big up, Holly, darling.
Big up, Holly.
Good and well. I don't think there's been any serious links to him. Big up, KPV. I don't think there's been any serious traction for him, so that's why I think people are talking about him.
He's a
very good player, and I reckon if the links started developing and started going further and further, then I think he might race to the top.
Most importantly, Aki, one thing that people are forgetting: Spurs need homegrown players. We've got a massive lack of homegrown and club-trained players, and we need. We're only allowed a 23-man squad in the Champions League because we got so little hope. That's why people thought. It's why people thought that. It's why people thought that we were going to get either Dennis Sirkin or Carl Walker-Peters.
Yep, we got that one. So the next one, very easy answer. Frosty Ghost, Spurs play. Or be the only place. Say again.
Levy play.
Yeah, Levy play, or I don't know if people will find it on other networks or streaming platforms, but Spurs play is the only way to do it. Let's see, Gary Becks, if Bale's consortium get Cardiff, do you think that's a great question? I think he will be. And I don't think he turns that down. And I don't think Spurs would understand. I didn't even know Bale's consortium was trying to get Cardiff.
Yeah,
I didn't. That's brand new information to me. My God, that would be good for.
I don't think Ben Davies is going to Cardiff. I don't think Ben.
Oh no, he's a Swansea boy, isn't he? Yeah,
I do see Ben Davies going to Wrexham. I do see Ben Davies going to Wrexham, but I don't see him going to Cardiff.
That's a good point. Actually, I completely forgot Swansea and the Cardiff and the hostilities between each other. Great question from Paulie, or Clarky, should I say. Surely Morgan Gibbs-White would have a stronger legal case against Forest than Forest have against Spurs. Forest are breaching employment law by not allowing his transfer to go through if the release clause is met. Yeah, I don't see how Spurs...
We don't know if there's an NDA, though, do we?
Yeah, but again, Spurs, it's the agent or the player. Both Nottingham Forest tied because obviously the player is Notts Forest and the agent is representing a player that plays for Notts Forest. This is the thing. I don't think Spurs literally have done anything wrong. Maybe have got information and used it to their advantage. But listen, like I said, I still think Morgan Gibbs-White goes through before Wednesday is out. And then we'll be going live, as will everyone else. We can all have a good party and start singing Don't Worry About a Thing, because every little thing is going to be Gibbs-White. So, mate, there's our photo for him. We'll get Gibbs-White on the Bob Marley with the dreads and everything. There you go. Here you go, Pharaoh. Your question is here, buddy. Your question has arrived. Joel Hato to Spurs. I think
I don't know the player. I don't know the player.
Very, very good player. He's a very, very...
Who's he play for?
I think it's Ajax, if I remember. So let me just check. Yeah, he's the Dutch centre back. Yeah, mate. This guy has a massive future. This guy has a massive, massive, massive future. And if he was to sign, I mean, the last centre back we signed from Ajax was obviously Davinson Sanchez. This guy has got serious levels to go. I would be absolutely delighted with that signing.
I need to watch more of the Eredivisie.
Good. Lee Harvey, it is like night and day, brother. It is night and day. Who would have thought being able to breathe out both nostrils would be so refreshing and brilliant? It is night and day, fully recovered, and all is fantastic. Thank you, brother. Here we go. Shemtam, is Wharton worth the money being touted? Who could come in for less as good as him? Go on, Ben.
It is. The question needs to be changed. How much is Wharton worth to Crystal Palace? Because remember, he's homegrown. They got him from Blackburn, didn't they? They got him from Blackburn, and he's been there a while, so I believe he counts as club trained as well. I don't think to Crystal Palace, Wharton is worth 90 million. In usual market, I think he's probably worth 60, but it's the English tax, it's the homegrown tax, it's the Crystal Palace tax, going to a London rival as well. That is what he's worth to them. It's just like Harry Kane. Harry Kane to Spurs was worth 200 million. When Man City came in with a bid of 75 million pounds, Spurs were like, no, to us, Harry Kane is 200 million. We cannot replace him for 75 million quid. So Crystal Palace, even if they've got let's say they got 60 million for him, they can't replace Adam Wharton for 60 million. They're going to need a lot more money to convince a player of that ilk to join their football club.
I will say, before I answer, I've just been seeing in the chat a couple of things. We have 30 questions to answer. So, guys, stop the questions for a moment so we can go through these questions. And second of all, before I answer this one, just saw someone put, I can't remember who put it, but it's a very good point. Frosty Goes was saying, where can you watch the game? We said Levy play, but Edis has just come in with a very, very good point. Maybe check Reading's YouTube channel.
Possibly.
Because there's a very, very good chance Reading will stream it for free. Because it'll be a big draw for them and they'll get money from YouTube for traction, blah, blah, blah. So it's a very good point, Edis. Check YouTube for Reading or Reading's YouTube. Is Wharton worth it? Do you know what? What I will say is, for me, it all depends. If we've had this takeover and we've got hundreds of millions to spend, then the fee being touted becomes like money back at the back of the sofa money for us. And I think he is going to go on to be a star man for England and wherever he goes. So I think it's a no-brainer. And do you know what? When we say is that 75 million now is the average, look at it, the Premier League players now, they're not cheap. The 60, 70 million pound bracket now is like what the 2025 was 10 years ago. It's just the way of football. So I think he would be worth it. But obviously, let's just say the takeover doesn't go through and we're dealing with the budget we're kind of used to, then no, because we're not going to spend it. And we need more players. But if the takeover's gone through, he's worth every single penny. Amy, do you think we will sign a striker? I think we have to, Amy. Yeah. I think we have to, because I think Richarlison is going up. It's all well and good, these players saying, like Richarlison, I want to stay at Spurs and fight for my place, and Bissouma and whoever. But they all need. Well, it's not that they can't keep fit, mate. If Solanke's not, if Richarlison's not good at part of the plans, and Thomas Frank and Spurs say that to him, it's a World Cup year. And every single international player right now is going into a season going, I want first team football as much as I can because it's a World Cup year. But I think we have to sign another striker. You the same, Ben?
Yeah, Richarlison isn't good enough. Sorry, Craig. Charleston isn't good enough. He's just not good enough.
He's good enough when
he's
fit.
never
He
fit.
gets goals. He gets goals and causes issues.
He's never fit.
Exactly.
He's never fit.
That's the problem. That's the problem. I mean, other people say there's other problems, and my God, but he does score goals when he's in. But we do need another striker. Oh my! What a question! What a question!
Oh, that's a difficult one.
Well, actually, let's get everyone's thoughts on that. What would your initiation? That's a great question.
Drag me down by Boomtown Rats.
Track me down by the Boomtown Rats. Oh, God.
Can I say it would be? I don't care about Levy. Could that be my initiation?
You can't. I don't. You.
Okay.
I don't
If I'm not allowed to use that,
I can see you. You can see me.
I will say then, I'll let you know, my initiation song would be my favourite song in the entire world, which is very, very personal to me, which is Stand By Me by Benny King.
Yeah.
So that would be my initiation song. What about you, Ben?
It'd be something by AC/DC, I think.
Something by AC/DC?
It would be so. I've got the AC/DC shirt on, so I might as well say Akadaka.
I've just seen. I'm going to bring up Aussie Franks lovers. Let me just
There's
check.
also loads of people saying he wants to stay. So yeah. I don't know.
Wait, I'm just checking Twitter now. I'm just checking Twitter very quickly now. Let's see. Alistair Gold, 49 minutes ago. A little look at Morgan Gibbs-White's situation. What happened? Is that blah, blah, blah. Let's see if I can see anything quickly going through. Not that I can see, but
There's no news. So
I'm going to go with it. If that's what Aussie Frank, mate, we're doing it. I only listen to positive. There is only positive Morgan Gibbs-White news. There is no such thing as negative Morgan Gibbs-White news. But I think he's.
We need to do a few more questions, Ryan. We need to rattle a few. We can't go through all 28 of them. We've got too many of them.
We will. Even if I have to do it by myself, I will. They put them in, we'll do it, brother. Question 1. Oh, okay. After that, new subscriber here. Big up, Curtis, and welcome to the family, brother. Brian, do you think Spurs fans are forgetting the defensive performances put in by... I do. I honestly... Curtis, I agree. Listen, what I will say about Archie Gray, I'll say this, Ben, then obviously you rattle it off. I think Archie Gray, when he was asked to play in defence last season because of all the situations, this is a 19-year-old that came into the league, into the Premier League, and was asked to play in a position that he's never played. And I think, he wasn't brilliant or anything in every single one. But the most important thing I take away from that is the education he would have learned for his future, playing number 6 and knowing defensive positions. I think some of it has gone under. Listen, don't get me wrong. They weren't, oh, my God, what a player. But I do think this bit does get a little bit overlooked, Ben. What about you?
I need to see it. I just have to see it.
There we go.
I've not seen enough yet. I hope we get to see him because I have seen him. I've watched the player plenty of times this year, and I see that he reads the game well, and that's a great sign. He reads the game well, but we need to see it at a higher level. He makes too many mistakes, and you can't make mistakes in midfield. You can't make mistakes. Make one mistake, it's a goal. So we've got to see more. We've got to see more.
There we go. Next question, nice and easy from Joe. And once again, Curtis, thanks for subscribing. Really appreciate it. Welcome to the family. I hope everyone is liking and subscribing to the channel. Is Gibbs-White deal going to get done, Joe? 100 million, billion, trillion, gazillion %. No doubt in my mind whatsoever. Ben, percentage-wise, where are you?
I don't know. The more it goes on, the more my pessimism comes in.
No, it's mate. 100 million, billion, gillion, and I'll add a few more zeros, but I wouldn't know which ones to do. Oh, this is a great question, Dale. Ben, after you, because this is a good question for me. Do you guys think Morgan Gibbs-White have the number 8 shirt?
If Basuma goes, I'd give him the shirt. I think that'd be a really good shirt number for him.
I have to say, the number 8 shirt is holy and sacred to me. It's honestly, when anyone gets that number, when I saw Harry Winks in it, I was like, he wanted it for a certain reason because of my absolute idol, Paul Gascoigne. I was like, there's players that have worn that number. You know how Manchester United have got the number 7 shirt?
Yeah.
To me, Spurs number 8 shirt, because of Gaza, is that sacred to me. And Morgan Gibbs, and number 5 for Jan Vertonghen. The number 5 is for me as well.
The number 8 shirt is the number 8 shirt is the second most important shirt in Tottenham. It's the number 10 shirt, firstly.
Yeah.
The number 10 shirt is the holy grail at Spurs.
Yeah. Well, you got to remember as well, this is all chasing squad numbers because you can start putting in different. But if Morgan Gibbs-White was to get the Gaza number, I would be absolutely delighted, and I will be getting a number 8 Morgan Gibbs-White shirt from DHgate immediately. Aussie Frank Lover, based on current transfers done, how much do you think we will spend this window?
I don't know. I think we will spend £220 million.
That's a very precise number.
Yes.
That's a very, very, very precise number. Again, do you know what? I think it all comes down to, is this takeover happening or the investment and naming rights, whatever, and players going out. If you look at it, we've dropped 115 once Morgan Gibbs-White goes through. Then we'll have to wait and see what happens. But I could easily see 200 million plus being outlaid. Whether we get that amount back or whatever with outgoings, who knows? Mark Swift, who is in Tottenham on tour right now? It's still the same. It's me, Ben, Brian Ireland, Dave. But them two at the moment have a lot of other things going on. So we are running, as Ben says, on a skeleton crew. But they are still part of it. Me and Ben are just available to do, I was about to say majority, all of the content right now. But it's still the foursome. Oh, you're going to love this one, Ben.
I love Sanderberg as a player. But if it's the question, though. If you give me the option of Sanderberg or Adam Wharton, I'm taking Adam Wharton because I think Adam Wharton is what the kids call, because I'm not a kid, I'm 30, which means I'm an old man in these days. In new money, I'm an old man. Adam Wharton is a baller. He is a baller. He is quality. As a player, though, Sanderberg is a really solid buy. And if we got Sanderberg, I'd be delighted because I think he's a solid, consistent player. But Adam Wharton's the guy I want. If you could ask me any number 6 to come into that team, I want Adam Wharton. I think he's top class.
So I will say, like people did when Gibbs-White got so many messages came to me, Brian, you must be ecstatic, you must be delighted, your man's coming. If this was to happen, I would be very, very happy. The first thing I would do is message you. The very first thing I would do. I think he's a very good player.
For ages.
He's definitely a great player. And I will say, we just had a super chat come in, and super chats will always get priority to the question. So, Malware, big up and thanks for the support always. Imagine a midfield of Bergvall, Pape Sarr, and Gibbs-White. That's 3 engines. Mate, this is the great thing. If we get Gibbs-White, there are so many different. Gibbs-White could play the attacking kind, the defensive kind, the holding, whatever you want to do. But you look at that, you can change that as well and then go Bentancur, Gray, let's just say, for instance, and Maddison. Look at the difference in midfields there, Ben. There's that midfield will really look like whatever the 3 will be, if we're going to play a 3, is going to be impressive, isn't it?
I wouldn't play those 3 together, personally. There's no defensive solidity there because Pape Sarr is box-to-box, Gibbs-White's box-to-box, Bergvall. I wouldn't play those 3 together. But if you really need a goal and you're chasing the game, I'd be happy with those 3. Pape Sarr is an anomaly, really, because I don't know what he is at the moment. I think he's more of a box-to-box player. but he does have a shot on him. Once in a while, he has a shot on him. We've seen that with the Chelsea goal that was disallowed. We saw that with the assist in the final. I think there is a real player there. And I think if Frank coaches him, either if he bulks up, he could be a very decent number 6 because he's got the pace and he's got the energy. But I do like those 3 players. But we do need to see a more solid number 6 to come into the team.
There you go. Malware, thanks for the super chat and the support as always, buddy. Next one, Phil P, brother. What did you make of Rio Ferdinand's comments on the Madueke transfer backlash?
It's the way Arsenal have done the deal, isn't it? If Arsenal had signed, because it does look like they're signing Victor Gyökeres today, his agents are in London, as well as them signing that player from Valencia as well. If they'd signed all those like top players before and then signed Madueke, I think there wouldn't be a backlash. This is the problem with football fans. As much as I am a football fan, and as much as I am one of those overly emotional, fickle people, because we are. That's what football fans are. Football fans are like this. We are fickle. We are 1 minute it's 1,000, 1 minute it's minus 1,000. It's one of those things. There's such a. We're just flip flops. We're flip flops and we're overreactionary.
Yep. I mean, listen. I mean, the one thing I will say is I agree with Rio. The way that Arsenal fans have gone nuts about when a player comes in.
It's
yeah, you can
right.
be.
They shouldn't be castrating him immediately.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to sign Madueke, but you got to give him support and see how he does.
Exactly. Edis, if we load Archie Gray this summer, I think that's a. Yeah, I mean, let's just say if you could think of 3 teams that would suit Archie Gray, Premier League wise. Whether it be style of play or where you know we get first team football, where would people think if you had to mention 3 Premier League teams?
I've got my 3 teams immediately.
Go on, brother.
Leeds. I'll give you 5 more. Leeds. Just send him to Leeds. He's loved there. He's a Leeds boy. Send him to Leeds or a Premier League team. Let him grow in his hometown.
Do you know what? When I was just thinking, before you even said that, Leeds hadn't even came in my head. I think Bournemouth would be brilliant for him. Leeds, obviously. And Sunderland's not a bad shout at all. Sunderland is not a bad shout at all. But I'm just trying to think. Do you know what? Even Everton. So there are teams there, but I think Bournemouth he'd do incredible.
David Moyes would be very good for Archie Gray.
I think Bournemouth he would do incredible at. So let's carry on with the questions. The next one, Ben Ham. Given the state of French football, is it worth going over? I don't even know this player's.
I don't know this player either.
We're not going to comment, Ben. Not because we don't want to. We just simply don't know anything about the player. But I think Spurs are very, very worried about signing people from the French league after Tanguy. I think it's something you've got to be very, like people have said with our record signing Dutch players or the Premier. There's certain areas we've got to be very, very careful. So I don't know anything about the player. I didn't even know that player existed, if I'm going to be honest. So, do you remember a summer when we talked this much about loaning? No. But the thing is, when we look at this, it's a new era. We've got so many of these youth players that have got to play and get the experience. I think we just have to talk about this, especially with the Champions League as well. These youngsters that we thought we would have got a lot of run out during the Europa League last year, they're not going to get it in the Champions League. They just won't. So I think we need to look at that. Why? What a name. Would Hackney just not be another Gray if we bought him? I don't think so.
He's older. He's got more experience.
Yep. Let's have a look. Gareth, big up, Gareth. Do you think we'll go for Eze if Morgan Gibbs-White falls through?
No. I think he's going to Arsenal.
I have to say, first of all, Morgan Gibbs-White isn't falling through. So So I'm going to keep that, mate. Honestly, if it falls through, I might need to hibernate for a few days and mourn, but it's not going to happen. But Eze, I think Arsenal, I think they are going to get him. I would love it.
As much as we don't want to be sentimental, he's an Arsenal fan. He came through the Arsenal Academy before they released him, and he went to Crystal Palace. He is an Arsenal boy. So if Spurs and Arsenal go in for £150 million each with the same wages, he's going to choose Arsenal. He's going to choose Arsenal. I think he will still go to Arsenal.
I have to say, I had a quick look through the comments. I've just seen a very good friend of mine, Rob Belcher's, in the chat, and I just want to say, when we come to the numbers we're talking about, that's enough said. Enough said when it comes to the two Spurs numbers. The great man himself.
There's so many great numbers. Number 4 for Danny Blanchflower. Number 6 for Dave Mackay.
Number 5 for Vertonghen. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
number 11 for Cliff Jones.
Yeah. They're up, mate. Do you know what? Maybe we'll have a show one day where we'll go through the greatest players to wear the number.
Yeah.
That'll be a great show. But Paddy, big up. What do you think of pie and mash with that green eels? You talking about liquor?
I think it means liquor.
Pie and mash is a wonderful, wonderful thing, and I have to have liquor over gravy. Have to. What about you, Ben?
I like my gravy with my pie. I'm secretly a northerner. I do like liquor. I do like it. But I would prefer gravy.
There you go. People that have pie and mash, liquor or gravy. Liquor or gravy.
I'm secretly a northerner.
It's liquor. Oh, James, if you have a chance.
Importantly, Aki, is it vinegar or is it chili vinegar?
I didn't even know there was a chili vinegar.
Chili vinegar.
Mate, I love when I go to the fish and chip shop back home when you got vinegar or onion vinegar, and onion vinegar wins every time. Every time. My God, James is asking for a new goalkeeper, or asked if you had the chance to sign a new goalkeeper, would you sign one or give Big Vic one more season under Frank?
Goalkeeper is not a position we need to strengthen in at this moment in time. We've got 3 goalkeepers on the books, and I as you know, Shawnee Slater knows as well, I am a big fan of Josh Keeley. I think Josh Keeley is a quality goalkeeper, and I see him being Spurs' number 1 in 3 years. I see him being Spurs' number 1. So I would happily give Vic another year and see if Keeley's ready to take up the mantle. I'd give Keeley a loan in the Championship, and then I'd give Keeley the gloves. I think he's brilliant. I think he's absolutely brilliant.
There's only one goalkeeper. But first of all, what I will say is with Vicario, as I said yesterday, and Kinski, I think signing the coach from Liverpool, the goalkeeper coach, is massive. I think he is going to make both of them much better goalkeepers. But the only goalkeeper I would have wanted to sign, and I'm not talking about European football because I don't know the goalkeepers well enough. I am a humongous fan, and I mean humongous, of Kelleher, who Brentford have just taken from Liverpool. Yeah. If we had had a chance to get him, I would have taken it all day long. I honestly think he is going to be one of the top goalkeepers in Europe in the next few years. I think he's sensational. But I think
Gunter is good as well. Gunter is a very good
Gunter is going to be incredible. We have some very good young goalkeepers, and I think with the youth setup, we're going to see him come through. Right, we have got.
I really like Kinski as a goalkeeper, but he does look a bit flappy at the moment. Maybe some coaching, but from what I've seen of Josh Keeley, and Paddy agrees, probably because he's an Irishman, and Paddy. I think I'm talking with Josh Keeley because I've spoken with Josh Keeley when I went to see Leyton Orient play. This lad's attitude is second to none. I think he's absolutely quality. I think he's a top bloke, and I want to see him as the Spurs goalkeeper. And Spurs do really well with Irish goalkeepers.
They do. I've seen Paddy Scholes back. Well, Paddy's even said. Josh is better than Kelleher, Brian. Do you know what? Fair play. But Joe, what I think it is obviously, Paddy Kelleher has shown it at Premier League level where Keeley did exceptional at Forest, and maybe that's why I was just so amazed. With Liverpool losing Alisson when they lose him, you think, oh my God, that's going to be huge for Liverpool.
Mohammed is a good goalkeeper, though.
Kelleher has just done. I'm a massive fan of his, but Josh Keeley looks fantastic. Here we go. You'll call as well. Let us know which area is a priority. Go on, Ben. What's your priorities?
Defensive midfielder.
That's
what I really like. I play as either a right back or a defensive midfielder, so I'm always going to appreciate the defensive players more. We need a defensive midfielder. We need a destroyer. We need a Wanyama. We need a player that stuff off.
Yeah, but I don't think we're getting a Wanyama.
Stuff off, Savvy, you beautiful man.
Big up, Savva, buddy. The Charlton diehard. But as I said, with that, do you know what? Like I said, I don't know if Wanyama, I don't think is what Frank will go after. A defensive midfielder is I think getting a second striker, especially if or when Richie goes, becomes the main priority, because I do think Solanke's going to have a much better season.
Oh no! Look who it is.
I was really coming.
Look who it is.
Right, let's go through.
You goon.
We got 11 more questions. We got 11 more questions to get through. So the next one, assuming the the Morgan Gibbs-White deal goes through, are we top 4 quality for the Premier League? I said before Frank came in, whoever the manager had been, even if it was Ange, top 8. Let's be realistic and get there. If Gibbs-White and Kudus comes through, I'm changing that to top 6.
Yeah.
If that I don't think we're big. Those two players add immediate quality to this football club, without doubt. Top 4, I still think we're away from it. But if we have the takeover, the investment, and we go big, then who knows? But I think it's a bit too soon to say top 4. But my estimation at the moment from top 8, once he's over the line, goes to top 6.
Yeah, correct.
Next one. How long do you give a player to develop as a youth player?
3 years.
Agreed. Another one from big up Christopher Scotland Island. Sava loves your name. I heard him say in the chat, he said it's the greatest name that he gets to read out. So I had the pleasure today.
No, Sava's favourite name is General Tracks.
Oh no, he loves this guy. He loves this name. Evan Gessan would be a good signing. Ben?
I think he's all right. He's a good player.
Agreed. Right, and Joe, coming from the Wolves guy, coming from Ryan, for me, he's a number 8. I'd expect him to play number 8. He can play the 10 if Madison's injured, suspended, on the bench, or comes off and he moves up. But I honestly think his best position is a number 8 without fail. Here we go. Lee Harvey. Donnelly, I think, again, he needs a championship loan. He excelled in League One, absolutely excelled. And I think he needs a championship loan. But I also think, like last season, Frank's going to see what he does in pre-season. Paratici brings Locatelli in as a defensive midfielder. Do you know what? I'm going to be serious. I haven't watched enough Italian football. Ben, what's your thoughts on Locatelli?
Locatelli's good. I think Locatelli's a bit too slow. As a footballer, he's absolutely unbelievable. But he's not quick enough. He's not quick enough for the Premier League. He's not muscly enough for the Premier League. If we're going to be playing with Locatelli, we need someone next to him who's going to be a bit more dynamic. So someone like Pape Sarr would be really good next to Locatelli, because he's the guy that's going to do the legwork. Yep. But as a quality footballer, his passing is excellent. He'll open up those passing ranges with his passing quality. But I think we need someone a bit more dynamic as a number 6.
Great answer. Gareth, right, we have got 1, 2, 3 more questions. Then we're going to wrap things up, ladies and gentlemen. Gareth Thomas, we still going to go and get Wissa. Do you know what I've said? The links with him aren't going away, Gareth. But how sweet would it be? Because I know Forest are after him. That after we've signed Morgan Gibbs-White, we just went and pissed off Forest some more and took Wissa away from Forest. I think that would be the thank you very much for playing the game. We'll take your player, and then we're also going to buy the player that you're after with the money that we're going to give you. I think it would be the biggest Forest go. Mate, I completely agree with you. I am in complete agreement with Fanny Diriaku, with Kenny Diriaku. Yes. I will say now, the answer to that question is yes.
Paratashi's too busy investing in storage units. If you know, you know.
I would say 100% yes, he's back.
I don't know what he's. I know he invested in storage units in Italy a couple of weeks ago, but I don't know what he's doing now.
He's. I would say 100% he's back at Tottenham Hotspur. Gone football and things. Big up, buddy. Would you rather put £8 million on top of the 60 and get Eze over Morgan Gibbs-White?
We need Morgan Gibbs-White over Eze.
I completely, totally, and utterly agree. And I put both players right up here, like on the same par. They do different things, but I think right now the player Tottenham Hotspur need and are missing.
This is the thing. Eze suits Arsenal at the moment because they need a left-sided player, and we need someone that's going to be a bit more number 80, a bit more box to box, and a bit more leg work. That's what we need. I think Eze he's probably a better footballer, Eze, but in terms of what we need Morgan Gibbs-White.
Let me just check. Because Y has just said something. Let me just check. Graham Bailey.
It's on Last Word on Spurs as well.
Thank you. Okay, that's easier because I always spell Graham the wrong way with him. Here we go. Morgan Gibbs. There you go. From TBR, Morgan Gibbs-White has made it clear to Forest owner Marinakis he wants to join Tottenham Hotspur Football Club.
I don't know what tier that is. I don't know what tier Graham Bailey is. I don't know.
Listen, it's come from TBR, which obviously he reports with as well. I've said it all along, and I'm not changing one bit on it. Morgan Gibbs-White will be a Spurs player. And then you've seen positive Brian with Frank. You've seen positive Brian with the. Once that gets signed, I will be doing a short immediately, like I did when it originally happened. I will go mad. Nope, I don't think it. Jason, big up to you, buddy. I don't think it's halted it at all. I think Lange might even be. Do you know what? In a really, really stupid way, I think it could even be a blessing. Because there is so much, like I've said before with Daniel Levy, when he's telling you something going on over here football-wise, he's over here doing something commercially. There's always something else going on. Always looking the other place. Right now, everyone's looking at Spurs there. And I think a lot of people doubted Lange, and I was one of them. I was absolutely berating him last season for what he's doing. But under the leadership of Munn and whatever...
A good transfer window is a good transfer window.
Ben, what I was about to say is that all the players he was getting under the radar were the youngsters and whatever. I remember one thing Lange did, which was kept. Well, I don't know if Lange was there, but I don't know how much he had to do with it. When West Ham took Danny Ings from Villa. Oh no, he was sorry. Danny Ings went to Villa from West Ham. No one knew about it. And then Sky News, by the way, bang. Morgan, he has done this. I think this could be a brilliant cloud of darkness that everyone's looking over here and Spurs are doing bits over here, especially with takeover money. I've just seen 2 questions coming in the bottom, so we're going to take these 2 and then we're going to 3. No more after Adisis. No more questions because we have to go. So, sorry, we'll do. So, Frosty. I think Forest is scared. Wait a minute. I think Forest
really a question
of the team we are building, and that's why they want to stall the move because they know we'll finish above them. Listen, without being cruel to Forest, we should be finishing above them. We should be because of the team we are. Because obviously it's the league, and the league reflects it. But Tottenham Hotspur should not be having the season they had last season, and we won't again. Oh, wait, there is 4 questions because there's a great question just came in. Curtis Allen is the last question we are taking. Rayman, how do you think as Spurs fans will feel if new owners dissolved us into a multi-club model, maybe with Saudi? I don't think that
That's not happening.
I think if Spurs get this takeover, I mean, obviously you can look at Man City, who have got the New York, and they've got
New York City, Melbourne City.
Yeah, they're them. Who knows? There could be
Corona. Let's not forget Corona.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. But then if it does that, are they going to become feeder clubs or where we can send our young talent out? Who knows? Most importantly, we just need the. I
don't think more than 20% is being bought out. I don't think there's going to be a full takeover.
We shall see. But then we'll look at Adit's question. Oh, it's a good question. It's a good question. I would answer this by the way of saying Paratici obviously has the much bigger reach and the contacts and can tap into, or I don't want to use the word tap into, can get his black book out and has got the contacts beyond belief.
Don't talk about a black book either. He's burnt that.
Yeah, well, Jesus. But I think Lange, with the youngsters we've bought, that could go on to be very special. It's a hard question. It's a hard question. I think I'd have to just at the moment edge Paratici. If Lange this summer starts getting other people, if Lange starts getting more signings through the door like Morgan Gibbs-White, then I might have to review the situation. And then the best question, I love this question. Who would you rather in this team as a six? Parker, Wanyama, or Sandro? Everyone, there's 296 of you. What a great question.
To end the show on, yeah.
What a fantastic question from Curtis here. Who would you choose, Ben?
Parker.
You choose Parker. I love Scott Parker, but I think I'd have to go Wanyama.
Parker's the captain as well.
Can't take them anywhere.
I would have to. Do you know what you've got? Do you know what? We'll go through the comments and what people said here because I think it's going to be great when we see these answers. If you look at it, Sandro was just a cult hero, and you had to love it. You have to. I love all three. You have to love him for just the way he loved the club and as a footballer. Injuries got to him. Wanyama for me. Like I've said many, many a time, that year where we came second last season at the Lane, Harry Kane and the front four get all the plaudits for how fantastic we were. For me, Wanyama was the best player of the season. I think he made such a massive difference. I absolutely loved watching Victor Wanyama, and just players were going around him, and he was just like, piss off, get away from me. I loved him.
Scotty
Parker was just a class act. He was just an old school throwback, brilliant, no nonsense. This is what I do. Yeah, do you know what Gary Beck's even said? Mentioned Palacios. You could put Palacios in there.
Yeah, loved Palacios.
Let's see what people have put. Where have we gone with it? So we have gone Parker. We've gone Sandro, Wanyama. Let's have a look. Wanyama. We had the name Wanyama. Mate, do you know what? The best thing about that goal, yes, it was a great goal, but I was fascinated by how hard the ball rolled back from hitting the back. If you watch that goal, it was so hard. It didn't even nestle in the back of the net. The net was like, I ain't having any of this. Have it back. And it started rolling towards the penalty spot. If that had hit someone in the face, Jesus Christ, Wanyama. Palacios, mate, like I just said, Gary, with Wanyama, Peter Crouch and everyone will get for the Man City goal. Palacios is the reason for me we got Champions League for the first time. Simple as that. Rocha, Ricardo Rocha, Scotty Parker, people have put Zakora, Freud, Graham Roberts was a great one. But yes, right, listen, on that note, we are going to wrap up. Thank you for the majority. Had over 200, close to 300 all the time. I will say thank you to the new subscribers because we have gone over 9,300. We are on the roll to 10,000. And Tottenham on Tour will be back later on today at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 p.m. UK time. to Frank or not to Frank. And hopefully, we'll be able to talk a little bit more about what it will do with Morgan Gibbs-White in the football team, and hopefully there'll be some more developments. But we'll be back Friday. Maybe we'll be Tottenham on tour.
Depends on the signings made.
Whenever signings are made, there will be a Tottenham on tour morning show. If not, it'll be Monday and Fridays. And I was just about to say, do you know what? You just said it. I am also going to do another show like I did last week at 9 p.m. Toronto time, which is 2 a.m. specifically now. So Paddy needs to stay awake and not get sleep. But we've decided that we are going to do a lot of content as well for people on this side of the pond. And
also remember Australians. Australians as well.
Exactly. But like I said, people all over the world that get up at that time.
New Zealanders. All the people on the Far East can watch.
Morgan Gibbs-White, Jack. I don't think becomes part of the leadership team immediately, but he's definitely up there because he's definitely there. He's definitely there. But yeah, we'll be back at 11 p.m. UK time tonight, and we'll see you on Friday unless there's any news. Ben,
indeed. Make sure everyone you like and subscribe to Tottenham on Tour. Get us closer to 10,000. If you haven't already, go and subscribe to the coffee company as well. If one of the moderators can put it in the Tottenham on Tour chat, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you all so much for watching today's show. Arsenal are in the mud. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, everyone, if you smell what the cough is brewing, take it away, Aki.
The Thomas Frank rehab therapy session is closed until further shows come up. Oh, until 11 p.m. UK time and 6 p.m. our time. Thomas Frank. Thomas Frank. Don't worry about a thing. Because every little thing is going to be Gibbs-White. And as always, Levy out. Tottenham Tour.